Silvertonguedevil.com. I'm with Silvertonguedevil. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Alex Speed. I play guitar for Silvertonguedevil.
Craig Meinhardt, I do vocals.
Man, you guys gave a pretty good set. It was really high energy. I mean, are you guys pleased with the turnout so far?
Yeah, it was a great show. I mean, we got to play with Ex Mortis and Hatchet. Great turnout, great people, and we had a blast.
All right, it's been, you guys just released pornographic scripture. It's been like over 2 years. What's the response been?
It's been really good so far. We've been kind of toured throughout the region. We go throughout the South and the Southwest mostly. Everywhere we go, it's people been really positive about it. Yeah, every once in a while you get the odd person that gets kind of offended or whatever, but even that's kind of funny. So, everywhere we go, people are really cool to us, and we get a pretty positive reception. With the other bands and stuff like that, and because we always try to return it. We try to be nice and check out the other bands and make an effort to talk to people and get their feedback and stuff like that. And I think people really respond to that, and that helps with how they feel about the CD and stuff.
So this is not the only national act you guys open for. What other national acts that you guys open for, and what the response from them bands were?
I know where do we play with over in Houston, Craig? We played with.
No man, I can't even remember some of the bands we played with, but we've played with a variety. We've played with everything from Nikki Sixx has that side band Six or whatever. Yeah,
6 a.m.
Yeah, we played with them before. But I mean, they were cool, and they gave us some cool compliments and stuff like that. So that's nice. Although it was kind of a weird show. But and then we've played with heavier death metal bands and stuff like that. So I mean, it's really just it's always kind of a grab bag. We're one of those bands that we end up playing with a lot of bands from a lot of different scenes because we can kind of fit in with them, but we're not necessarily one thing. So we're not a straight ahead death metal band, but yet we can still play with death metal bands. And we're not a straight ahead hardcore or thrash band, but we still play a lot of shows with those guys, like tonight. So that's just how it works out.
Okay, you guys recently got a new bass player. Can you tell us a little about his background and what do he bring to the table as far as being a band member and being involved as far as songwriting and stuff like that?
Well, Mike's a great guy. I actually met Mike in college. I went to UNT with him, and we both got our accounting degrees together. And so I've known him for a few years now, and we've been hanging out for a long time. And he's been doing great. He's been contributing a lot to the band. He's been contributing to the writing process, and he puts on a kick-ass show. So we're happy to have him with us.
Have you guys ever got any response from any labels, any offers? Just for instance, Seasons of Mist or.
Yeah, Craig's actually got some funny stories about the labels.
We've gotten some responses from them, but honestly, they've been just such horrible offers that it's been far smarter and better just to kind of do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the state of music is that you can get signed to a label and you can get put on a really horrible tour, but is that the best thing for your band? Because we've seen lots of bands that do that and then they break up because they get signed into a horrible deal or they get put into a show where they're opening for kind of a nothing band and just the stress of it kind of breaks them up. So we've kind of tried to avoid that. So it's the way that music is right now is it's really hard to get people to invest into you. And a lot of labels, even big labels, want you to invest money into them, which seems very backwards to me. If I'm going to invest money, it's going to be in my band. I don't give a fuck about your label.
The economy's bad, man. Everything's backwards right now.
Yeah, I see a lot of bands
we seen y'all at the Rail, and y'all were one of the opening bands, and then everyone else wasn't even metal.
Yeah.
We were like, why the fuck are we even here?
Right.
And I was like, what are y'all doing opening for them? Y'all should have headlined,
Right.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
I see a lot of bands like Arch Enemy.
Right.
I see they're doing it the DIY way.
Yeah. Yeah.
even though they're on Century Media, but they're handling their business. They're handling the business end. Because a lot of these labels, they take all the money that they work hard for.
Right.
But man, it's like there's a lot of bands that like fucking doing their end as far as merch goes,
Right.
and their touring schedule goes. They're like, because I heard some horror stories from Raven.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and he knows a lot of bands and stuff like that. So, but you know, it's like, well, as a for instance, we recently went down and we played a show in Houston with Witch Haven, who's on tour. We played with them before. Those guys are awesome. But they're totally independent. They're not on a label. I mean, they're certainly big enough to be, and there's bigger bands that are on a label. But they just choose to do it. And we were kind of talking to them, like, you know, why do you guys do it that way? And they're like, well, because honestly, all of the offers that we got sucked. And, you know, it's just better for us to go on tour and buy our shirts and buy our CDs, and that way we own it. And that's the way we feel about it. I mean, hey, look, there's nothing wrong. If you're signed to a label and you get a good deal, power to you. Awesome. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But with the way things are for a newer band to break out, that's harder and harder to do. And the way that most of them want it is they want you to give money to them, and then they will turn around and take money from you for everything that you do out on the road. So they want to take your merch sales, they want to take your CD sales, they want to front you money and then charge you interest for it, when you'd be better off just getting a bank loan.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's the problem. They'll write you a little check, advertise you, sell your CD, take all the money, throw the money into your merch, take most of it, and then all you're left with is a little cut off of concert sales, you know?
Do that work yourself, then, you know, with the way things are, is you can do most of that shit yourself. You just have to be willing to put in the effort.
Okay, you guys did a video called "Your Mother is Such a Cocky." And what
It's an awesome
was
song,
the
by the way.
response? What was the response for that video so far?
Well, you know, with the title like that was kind of, you can imagine it's pretty split. Is a lot of people really like it and were really positive and they thought it was really awesome, and then a lot of people just weren't happy at all, which is a great response, because really what you want is a response. The last thing you want is someone just be like, alright, whatever.
Well, what's funny is the people that hated it right off the top because of the title still listen to it.
Right. They watched it the whole way through.
Oh yeah.
We actually had a Baptist church threaten to protest us in Texarkana.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, I can see that.
was actually
Texarkana
really
is
funny
crazy.
because they're threatening to protest us at the show, and we show up at the show in Texarkana, and out of nowhere, the city gets hit with the worst storm it's had in years.
Is this West Texas?
No, this is East Texas and Texarkana.
Yeah, it's
And
out
the
there,
Baptist
dude.
group does not show up because they all get rained out.
That's
And
funny.
We were hoping they were going to show up, but unfortunately they didn't, and we missed them. We're sorry.
So,
That's funny.
last time I did an interview with you guys, and it was posted on
Yeah, it was great.
Brutalism.com, and you told me, I saw you, I don't know which show I saw you at.
Well,
you said that
somebody
the
else was
response,
recording their interview, and I was like,
you said the response been real great.
It's been great.
I had to take a piss.
People like you doing interviews for us and promoting the band, that's really what helps us out.
Yeah.
And that's part of that whole do it yourself model, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a big time journalist, but you know what? You're still trying. You're doing
Yeah.
your best. And that helps out a lot, and we appreciate it.
What kind of response you got from the interview? Like from people? Have you guys got emails from Europe or?
Oh yeah, well, you know, Alex is from Serbia, so you know we definitely had people like from Serbia that responded that thought it was really cool, and then also people that we know that didn't know Alex's background, you know, they were shocked and they thought it was really cool, you know, just seeing that, you know, that you know, that there's history to the band, and you know Alex's history and where he came from, and you know, kind of like some of the things you said about the lyrics, you know, behind the songs and stuff like that. So, you know, it just kind of made people take a little bit of a deeper look, you know, and people were interested in that shit.
So, just because I interviewed, you guys gained a lot more fans and through that interview I did with you guys?
Yes, helped out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, everything that we do, everything that everybody does to pitch in. I mean, the thing about a band is at least a good one, is that, you know, it's a real team effort, and you know, it's like everything that everybody can add in, whether it be fans or people that do their own radio stations, or people that do interviews like you and Raven, and you know, all those people, is they all contribute and they all add something, and they all make it what it is. And you know, it's not just the band doing it. You know, that's a key component, but just as key is what everybody contributes. And so you know, you have to be able to kind of rally the troops and make people want to contribute and stuff like that. And that connection is what keeps it going, you know, for a lot of metal bands.
All right, so what's you guys have any material written for the next album or next CD or?
Yeah, come January 2014, we're actually going to start recording our new album, untitled as of yet. Actually, it's already titled, but we haven't announced the title to everybody. So be on the lookout for that on our Facebook page, Silvertonguedevil 666, Reverb Nation, all that good stuff. So we've been writing the album. We're almost done with it. We got one more song left, and we're actually going down to Houston to be part of a compilation. And we're going to be recording one of our new songs there, and we're going to put that on as a bonus track on our new album.
So how much is the social media websites like Facebook, MySpace, how much or Tag or Meet Me or whatever, how much has it benefited the band?
You know, just a little. Like, you know, the thing of it is that all that social media stuff is great for what it is, but really you got to get out there and you got to talk to people and you got to hustle and you got to prove to people that you put on a show that's worth going out to. Because we've seen plenty of bands and they got tens of thousands of hits on Facebook and Twitter and shit, and there's five people there to see them, and those 5 people are bored out of their minds. Whereas some bands don't even, you know, like some of the European bands, they don't even mess with that, but yet whenever they play, they're playing it rockin' and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a bad thing, you know, it's a good way to let people know when we're playing, where we're playing, and all that kind of stuff. But you do gotta kind of draw the line. It's not the be-all, end-all, because you really got to perform, and you really have to put the performance and the writing and the personal aspect, the interaction with people first. And you know, it's like that's the thing that I think gets lost in a lot of the social media is that someone sees, they're like, oh, well, you know, they got a lot of likes and they got, you know, a video on YouTube. Well, no, that's great, awesome, but can you play worth a shit when you're live? And a lot of bands can't.
You know what?
For sure.
I mean, I'm a lot older than you guys, and you know, I was real fortunate to be around during the tape trading days,
Right.
which would help, you know, bands like Exodus, Metallica, Slayer. You know, I think, to me, all this social media bullshit or whatever, all this technology, the internet bullshit, it is lacking the human touch.
Right.
And I feel...
Sure. Yeah, I mean, a big problem, you know, especially with a lot of bands, is you don't personalize things. And the thing is, the thing that really makes people come out to shows and stuff like that is when you reach out to somebody personally. When you personally send a message to somebody or call somebody up, you say, hey, please come out to my show, I'd love to see you there. Not just a blanket statement online that says, hey, we got a show coming up this weekend, hope you guys can come out. No, it needs to be personalized. We actually reach out to people individually.
Yeah.
Kind of like I sent you a message today. I said, Paul, I'm playing a show tonight, I'd love for you to come out. And then you came out. Whereas if I would have just posted it on Facebook and you saw it on there, you might not come out because, you know what, it wasn't personalized to you, Paul.
You know what made me come out and see you guys when I was at Catalysm and you gave me your CD. That's what I respect about you and Dead Rising. You guys hand out your CDs to people.
Right.
That makes people want to come out and see your shows.
Right.
That's the personal touch, and that's what the scene is lacking. Yeah. And I respect you guys because you guys are returning back to the old spirit days during the 80s, and I think that, I want your opinion on it. Do you feel that needs a return for people to come out and support the band, that the tape trading?
You know what, the way I feel, and maybe Craig feels the same way, or maybe different, but I feel that, at least in my opinion, metal's gotten bigger than ever. And there's more shows, there's more venues, and there's more fans, and there's more aspects and ways for you to get access to metal music. And more people are into metal than ever before.
Yeah.
And so, you know, metal's never going to be the mainstream music.
Yeah.
The best we can hope for is that we're going to have more people listening to us.
Yeah.
And a band like us, we try to capture everybody from the different metal to come out to our shows, and in fact, we actually get a lot of people who aren't metal fans that support the band.
Yeah.
People that like hard rock music or country or whatever they have, but they really enjoy our band because we put on a show.
What, like, I like the most, you guys draw the black metal crowd, you guys draw the death metal crowds, and you draw the ordinary crowd, even the older gray beard guys, you know.
And, and of course, and business people as well, the educated people, anybody that wants to have a good time, that's what we do. We try to put on a killer show and give you an
What's
awesome
your money's
performance. Sure, I don't care about the money. I just want to give you a really good show. And that's why I always said, I don't even look at my guitar when I'm playing, I look at the crowd. It's all about that personal aspect of it, which I think even a lot of big bands don't understand. Yeah, it's great, you're a big band, you're playing a show, but you know what, if you don't look at me, if you don't acknowledge me, if you don't point me out, if you don't appreciate me as a band, I can't appreciate you as much. And that's what we try to do, at least, show some sort of respect and acknowledge the fans.
All right, I'd like to thank you guys for doing the interview.
No, hey man, we always appreciate
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for
seeing you at shows, hanging out with you. You know, fucking cool dude. You know, we always appreciate. You know, and we always try to support you for supporting us and stuff like that. You know, so it's like we shout you out and advertise your site and all that kind of stuff because we genuinely want your input. You know, it's like we don't expect you to say nice things. It's we just want the honesty, and I think that's what people kind of click with is because that aspect is a lot of people are just kind of like, oh, just give me bullshit. It's like no, what do you really think? And it's like we respect your opinion because you're honest and because you actually like the shit.
Well, it's unpretentious music for the blue collar people. Yeah, I work
just for anybody, that can, it's like the thing about it is that through and through we are a metal band. Yeah. Like live or die, we play metal, but we try to be really inclusive. Anybody that wants to show up and have a good time we are down with. And it's like, if you're into rap, but you want to come to our show, we're fucking glad that you're there. If you're into country, but you came to our show, we're fucking glad that you're there. It doesn't matter. We don't care if you wear a suit and a tie, or we don't care if you work construction. We just want you to be there and have a good time. Like this guy. Come here.
This fucking guy.
You sit there.
Alright.
Alright, so this guy came out from Fort Worth to come see us on a Monday night. So let's get your 2 cents. What do you think?
Well, I was trying to listen to everything y'all were talking about. Like, I think Silvertongue itself is its own little piece of the heavy metal genre in the big scheme. Like, y'all are unlike every other band that's out there. The only one that even comes close is Primordius because they are also their own little, niche. And I think that's really awesome, man. And like, you guys have always been down for the fans. The first time we came to Mosh with y'all, which was years and years ago, it pictures, and ever since then,
I remember that.
It just keeps rolling, and like, it wasn't for you texting us like, hey man, we got the show, and we're like, well, we were gonna go on the 19th because all of our birthdays are, right in this time frame, and he was like, well, that show got canceled, it wasn't our fault, and we're like, well, we're gonna be here tonight.
You guys drove an hour just to come see us play.
Further than that, buddy. But no problems, man. Like we like What's In. It's a cool bar, and we drove so far that even though we left early, we still barely just got to end of y'all's set. And that's like as soon as we got here, we rushed in, and and I appreciate you guys for giving us a shout out, and like getting the mosh pit started and stuff. It's pretty cool. Like really, as far as the scene goes that I've seen, I think that y'all should be higher recognized than you are. Because at a lot of venues y'all are like not like the headliner or towards that area, and I don't understand that. But the scene's real weird. I know mainstream is so trash now that if you actually like any kind of music, then you couldn't even listen to it anymore.
Sure.
And if and that's why the metal scene is exploding because they're looking for something different. They're looking for people that like have actual issues they're talking about and things, and like. letting them know. I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, but that's.
Well,
Uh-huh.
I'd like to say thank you for your input.
Oh, of course. I appreciate it. I didn't realize y'all were doing an interview when I first
Yeah.
came up.
Any last words for the fans out there?
But thank you guys for all your support. We really appreciate it, and we're going to keep doing this. We're not going to stop.
And
You.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming to the show, supporting true underground metal.
And you're a fan.
Awesome.
Give us a word.
Hey, next time you see Hell House in the mosh pit, you better be moshing with us.
That's right.
That's all I'm talking about.
And, we're Silvertonguedevil, and we always appreciate any support, and we can't wait to see you guys at the next show. Silvertonguedevil!
Silvertonguedevil, motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man.
Bitches.